So it's pretty common knowledge, and you've probably experienced the fact that you get a quick energy boost from carbs and from protein even, but you don't get that same boost, the same oomph and energy when you eat fats. I'm going to tell you why that is. When you eat a fat, it gets broken down into something called a fatty acid. Most fatty acids look like this. What you have is a long chain of carbons, and at the very end, you've got this group, which is called a carboxylic acid. And all fatty acids, in fact, have this group over here, and they only differ in how long the carbon chain is. And sometimes there are kinks as well, and that would make it an unsaturated fatty acid. That's what that means. When you have a kink in this chain, that causes it to become unsaturated. We'll talk about that another time. But what happens with these fatty acids is that you can't use them immediately for energy. They don't go straight to your bloodstream. In fact, there's a lot of processing that needs to happen. So when you eat a fatty food, it gets broken down into these fatty acids, and those fatty acids, which look like this, are then absorbed into the walls of your intestine, where they're packaged up into groups of 3. That group of 3 fatty acids is called a triglyceride. The tri obviously corresponds to the 3, because it's got 3 fatty acids in it. Now that triglyceride is then coated in protein and cholesterol and forms something called a chylomicron, which are just these little balls of 3 fatty acids covered in protein and cholesterol. That chylomicron, still not ready to be used by energy, is then dumped into your lymphatic system, which you might have heard of, lymph, L-Y-M-P-H, your lymphatic system, which is used for all kinds of things, transports all kinds of waste products and chylomicrons throughout your body. So your body takes a chylomicron from its intestines into the lymphatic system, and in fact into the biggest vein in your lymphatic system called the thoracic duct. Not technically a vein, it's more of a duct. It's the thoracic duct. Finally, that thoracic duct empties the chylomicrons into your bloodstream, and you can use them for energy. That is why it takes so long for you to feel the effects and feel the energy when you eat fat versus sugar or carbs, because it takes a lot longer for your body to actually get those fatty acids to a state where it's in your bloodstream and it can be moved around and stored as energy or used right away. Well, one of the reasons that I love coconut is because coconuts contain a very special kind of fatty acid that can skip all that nonsense. Coconuts have something called medium chain fatty acids. And as you might expect, the only difference, they're still fatty acids. So here is your typical fatty acid. Down below here is the most common medium chain fatty acid. See the difference? They both got the carboxylic acid group, but the chain is much shorter on this medium chain fatty acid. And that is in fact, this fatty acid right here with an 8 carbon chain is the most common fatty acid found in coconut. And it's rarely found anywhere else, mainly in coconut. It's also found in palm kernel oil and a couple of other places, but it's a rarity. You don't see these smaller fatty acids very often. Well, the cool thing about these smaller medium chain fatty acids is that they get absorbed just like protein and sugar directly from your intestines straight through something called the portal vein and into your bloodstream. They don't need to get repackaged. They don't go to your lymph system. They go straight from your intestines into your bloodstream. You get a quick energy boost from the fat in coconut, just like you would with a carbohydrate or a protein from another food, which is why coconut is awesome, because you get a quick energy boost, but you don't have to worry about the blood sugar spike and corresponding crash later on. You still get the quick energy. Coconut, amazing. I love you.